Hello, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest in the traditional unceded territory of the Coast Salish Nations. And today I'm talking about meat. So I was sort of unexpectedly able to get a eighth of a cow, so it was a quarter cow, and I split it with someone. So I wanted to talk about why I like to get meat directly from the farmer. So besides, of course, that it is supporting a local business. It is not cheaper. I'll tell you all about the price at the end, but it is a reasonable cost. And it is like in the freezer waiting to be eaten, which is nice. You don't have to go to the store to get it. But my main reason I like to get bulk meat straight from the farmer is because I have such eco anxiety when I'm buying meat at the store. So y'all seen some what I eat in a days. I don't always eat a ton of meat, but I do like to include animal protein in my diet, in addition to beans and tofu and whatnot. But yeah, I always feel so much stress, especially when you're in the grocery store and you're like, okay, is it really organic, or is that just advertising? Am I just paying for a label? So this just takes the stress out of it. So I'm going to show you exactly what I got. So this is half. We split everything evenly. There were a few odds and ends, and we just kind of split those up according to, I don't know, just a conversation we had really quick. So we each got one little package of filet mignon. Yum. We each got 18 packages of burger, so that's very convenient. I'm hoping that I like this ratio, so I'm definitely going to defrost one of these and try and include a recipe in this video. We got 2 packages of cube steak, or I should say I got. This is just my half. Three packages of stew meat. 3 packages of 3 packages of chuck steak, whatever that is. Kind of funny, I don't really know much about like meat. 2 packages of T-bone steaks. I think there's 2 in here. 2 packages of round steak. 2 packages of rib steak. 1 package of short ribs. I recently made short ribs, so I'm very excited about this. 1 pot roast. 2 sirloin tip steaks. And 2 sirloin steaks. 2 packages. I don't know exactly how many is in each. Some things are wrapped by the pound, some are wrapped 1, some are wrapped 2. Oh, and it's not in the overhead shot, but I also got 2 bags of whatever this is. Bones, maybe? Okay, that's everything. I'll show you what I made with a couple of these things to try it out. Okay, so for my first recipe, I'm gonna make some hamburgers. I don't really know the proper way to make them, but I am just adding some salt. This is some very caked up Himalayan pink sea salt. I'm adding some dried onion. This is some roasted dried garlic. Some f.i.r.e seasoning. A lot, maybe too much. And some white pepper. Okay, so I'm just giving this a good mix. Breaking it up into 4 equal-ish chunks. And here I'm just pretending that these are pinch pots and that this is clay. And I recently learned this trick where you make a hole in the middle of the burger. As you'll see later, it really does help it cook and not get such like a weird puffy shape. So yeah, I was just having fun making pinch pots out of my hamburger. So we're going into the cast iron skillet. I'm adding olive oil and a little bit of salt. These are just store-bought buns, nothing fancy. I just broiled them to toast a little bit. As you can see, the burger stayed pretty flat, so I definitely like that trick where you put a hole in them. I didn't have a lot of burger fixins at home that day, so I am just adding some fermented red onion that I fermented at home myself. And some ketchup. And some mustard. What do you put on your burgers? Let me know down below. It's really good. I think I could have gone a little lighter on the seasoning. It's very juicy. It's very meaty. It's not like grizzly. There's no chunky chunks. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. I noticed that it defrosted completely and it leaked a little, which is too bad because I like to reuse this paper. Obviously, will not be reusing it. But let's see what we're working with. This is called a chuck steak. Chuck steak. I have no idea what that means. Okay, so it's one big, nope, yeah, one big piece. That's a membrane, not a cut. I think there's a few bones in here. All right, well, I'm gonna marinate this. So I am just making this up as I go. I'm gonna start with some salt. And just complement that with a little bit of soy sauce. Let's do some black vinegar. And trying to keep this pretty neutral since I'm planning to cook this with the mushrooms, the mushroom risotto. So I'm gonna use a little bit of Chinese cooking wine. So just a little bit of that. Okay, hopefully that will just kind of tenderize it a little bit. I'm not trying to add like really overwhelming flavors. I'm really wanting to taste the meat. Hey y'all, okay, so I'm preparing my second recipe with the beef from the cow, and I've got some really pretty oyster mushrooms and morel mushrooms, and I'm just breaking them up. I just kind of shredded the oyster mushrooms into smaller pieces, and then I'm just trying to cut the morels in half. And those are going to go into my risotto. I don't have arborio rice on hand, so I'm just using Japanese short grain rice, which is maybe similar. All right, so I've got half an onion and the mushrooms sweating in here. I'm gonna wait for the mushrooms to get a little dry, and then I'm gonna start adding the rice and broth. And then over here, I'm gonna start searing the chuck steak. I'm just adding some butter in here. I have literally no idea what I'm doing. Whoops, I forgot to film. I just added the rice, and there's a little bit of that butter still melting, and I'm just pushing it all around, letting the rice get a little toasty. I'm just gonna put some of this in, roll it around a little, and then start adding hot water. I've got water in the kettle boiling. And I'm just gonna add like half a cup at a time. I'm just continuing to add liquid to this. I just added some vinegar and Chinese cooking wine and some more of the beef bouillon. I'm heating up this pan right here to start searing that meat finely. I'm hoping they'll kind of be done cooking and resting by the time this is ready. So the meat is in the pan. This was one package of chuck steak. I don't know how much it weighs. All right, time to try to flip this, buddy. Definitely very toasty on this side, but not burned. Okay, well, this will definitely be meal prep. I may even need to cut this in half and freeze some of it, but we'll see. I'll probably cut it up, see what we're working with, and decide if I need to freeze any. This is the similar situation. I used about 1.5 cups of rice to start, and I think like half of this kettle of water, maybe more. And of course it turned into a lot. I'll show you a prettier picture later, but there's that. I did add some more vinegar and cooking wine. I have also made a weird choice. I made kind of a gravy last night using some of the mushrooms, onions, a little bit of flour and butter, and Romano cheese. And I'm actually going to add that to this, as well as some more of the cheese. I just don't think I'll have another use for this, and I think it will add a lot of flavor, hopefully. I'm not going wrong, not steering myself wrong. Looks very pretty. Okay, so here's my meal. This is a salad with some greens from my friend's garden that they brought me earlier. Here is the meat. It's like pretty well done. I probably could have cooked it less, but I just wasn't sure. It was just such a large piece of meat. And then here it is. You can see this pretty morel right on top. This is the mushroom risotto. Okay, so I'm gonna try the meal I cooked. Like I said, the meat got pretty well done. I could have done it a little less. And also, like, now that I've opened that package and I know what kind of cut of meat it is, I also realized I could just do it in like a kind of pot roast type of application. I mean, it's pretty delicious. It tastes really good. I did put a little sprinkle of salt and lemon juice on it. I would like it to be a little more like medium, but anyway. And now I'm gonna try my risotto, the big morel. Tastes like risotto. It's really good. Um, the mushroom's really nice. I like the different textures. I've only had morels a couple times in my life, so yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna eat my dinner now. And it's only like 7 p.m. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed checking out what I got in my meat share and seeing what I did with some of it. Okay, so I'm gonna try the meal I cooked. Like I said, the meat got pretty well done. I could have done it a little less. And also, like, now that I've opened that package and I know what kind of cut of meat it is, I also realize I could just do it in like a kind of pot roast type of application. We also got like a couple of big pot roasts, so you know, I don't really actually know that much about meat cuts, but I'm gonna try it. I mean, it's pretty delicious. It tastes really good. I did put a little sprinkle of salt and lemon juice on it. I would like it to be a little more like medium, but anyway. And now I'm gonna try my risotto, the big morel. Tastes like risotto. It's really good. The mushroom is really nice. I like the different textures. I've only had morels a couple times in my life, so yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna eat my dinner now. And it's only like 7 p.m. So hey y'all. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. I hope that that was interesting to be able to see what I got from a local farmer in a quarter of a cow, well, an eighth of a cow that I actually brought home. And now I'm going to tell you how much it cost. But before I do that, I did just want to say, you know, I talked about my experience with eco-anxiety and that one of my solutions is to buy meat locally from a farm. And I just wanted to say that that is not the only solution and it's not the best solution. At the end of the day, no matter what, you deserve to eat healthy and delicious food that is accessible to you. And so if getting meat from a local farm is not accessible to you, or just go to the grocery store. I just wanted to say at the end of the day, you deserve to feed yourself and to eat, and to do that without taking on the responsibility of industry and policy. The problems that we see in our food system, they are the result of industry and government policy, and they are not necessarily things that we as one individual person can solve. So let's get into the prices. Okay, so for a quarter cow, it was $830. This was for 169 pounds hanging weight, and I believe that it was about 110 pounds, you know, once all the like things that you don't take away are taken off. And then to cut and wrap at the butcher, it was $130. So total, that was $960. And I paid $480. My friend paid $480. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed checking out what I got in my meat share and seeing what I did with some of it. And I will see you in the next video.